Next. Enjoy yourselves. Next. Invitation.
Yes, here.
You're not familiar.
I'm a friend of Alistair.
Very well. Enjoy the gala. Next.
Didn't realize security would be this tight. Disgusting. Oh.
Well, well, look who it is. James, isn't it?
Hello, Rosie.
It's so nice to see an old face.
The pleasure is mine. How are the festivities?
Oh, it's fantastic. We're celebrating Sid and what makes such a tight-knit community.
I see. Well, enjoy the gala. I have some unfinished business to attend to.
Before all that, I got a question for you, actually.
What?
See, this gala is very sacred to our traditions and culture. I make sure everyone feels involved and welcome. Every invitation is special because I handwrite them myself. And I don't remember addressing you one. So, what does that tell me? And you were so careful last time. So much for respect and subtlety.
Fine, you caught me. So, what happens now?
Well, normally, I'd just give you a slap on the wrist and send you off. But I've got a better idea.
Do you?
You like riddles, Mr. James?
I do.
Here's one. How do you kill an angel?
Well, I would assume the same way one can kill a demon. Angelic steel.
Very good! See, when little Charlie asked for my help in that fight against the exorcist, she gave a cannibal army all sorts of fancy toys made from that same material. When the dust settled, no one really noticed how all the remaining cannibals and weapons were missing.
You still have them.
Exactly right. And ever since they've been itching to use them again. So much so that they're even bringing them to special events, including a certain gala.
So, all these party guests around us.
Oh, this is too perfect. I can snap my fingers and you'd be dead before the next beat of your heart. I'll never get tired of this feeling.
If you want me dead, then what are you waiting for?
Oh, James, you really don't know much about me, do you? I'm not just gonna have you shredded like that. We're cannibals, not savages.
Whatever you say.
Tell you what, why don't we play a little game? Don't worry, I'll be fair.
What kind of game?
So, here's the kicker. We got a lot of fun traditions and a wide variety of culture in Cannibal Town. One of these traditions is hosting this gala you snuck your way into. This event is all about feasting, celebrating, dancing, and other wonderful festivities. Our dear friend Alistair couldn't make it to this one, sadly. So, I'll be kind to you again, and give you a choice. You can either give the opening speech to the feast and dine with us, or you can share with me a waltz.
Excuse me?
Alistair normally does both, but I figured you could fill the role this time.
Why?
Call it my proper welcoming. You came to the heart of Cannibal Town, so why not get a memorable experience to go with it? And being fully honest, I just want to see what you'll do.
And I assume if I refuse...
I really wouldn't, dear. I'd hate for everyone to spoil their appetite before the main course.
So it's either cannibalism or dancing with you.
It's a tough choice, I know.
How do I know you won't just kill me as soon as I do one of those?
You don't. But if you surprise me, we'll see what comes next.
I haven't danced in a long time.
Now or never, Mr. James.
Fine. Shall we?
Certainly. My, not bad. I never took you for a dancer.
There's a lot you don't know about me.
What other secrets are you hiding?
I was going to ask you the same thing.
Oh, really? And what do you suppose little old me is hiding?
I was hoping you could tell me. For as long as I can remember, Cannibal Town was always an inaccessible zone of the pentagram for me, as well as my associates. This made observation and learning obscenely difficult. To this day, I don't know much about it.
And why's that?
I think you know why. It was a small town effect. Everyone knew each other, making any new faces stand out. Is Cannibal Town's order thanks to you?
Well, I wouldn't want to take all the credit, but yes, I took charge and look at where we are now.
Do all cannibals end up here after they die?
No, they drop in here like everyone else. They gotta be welcomed here. Yeah, we're a tight group, but we're particular about our members. You don't just get in for free if you're like us. Cannibal Town is a privilege, not a right.
That implies there's standards and rules for this community. What happens to those who disobey you?
This ain't some monarchy, Mr. James. Sure, I run the place, but I'm not a tyrant, just an organizer.
Even so, have you ever needed to kick someone out?
There's been a few disagreements here and there, but we sort them out before any real fuss occurs. Besides, if it ever came to that, I'd imagine we'd prefer a much more appetizing approach to dealing with troublemakers.
I see. It seems this place has its own way of life, be it similar to some sophisticated audiences I have seen before.
These people aren't too different from everyone else, so what if we got a different sort of craving?
That always sticks in my mind. What we deem as normal is not an objective truth. Normal is what we deem it to be. This goes for all different kinds of people and followings. In this case, cannibalism is seen as the societal norm, whereas others outside this place would say otherwise.
You think that'd be obvious to anyone with half a brain?
How does it even feel? Like any other piece of meat?
Oh, it's much more than just a single feeling. One thing about cannibals that makes them unlike others is that they savor every bite. It's the flavor, texture, the pure euphoria of feeling muscles tear between your teeth, blood rinsing every inch of your mouth, hearing tendons and bones snap and crack as you take your time, and oh my stars, the flavor! Rich, right amount of fat, and when prepared correctly, it's to die for. It ain't just a way of life, it's an experience.
Does knowing you are consuming a person not bother you?
Quite the opposite, dear. The same thing as showing respect to guests, friends, and family. We show the proper courtesy and manners to those we feed on. Lots of us see being a meal as an honor. It's why you'll never see a remorseful face with a mouthful.
And what of those poor souls who get devoured in the streets? What respect is there to be found?
It's a matter of perspective, dear. It means they just couldn't wait.
Of course.
I've got a question for you now.
What is it?
See, I've been around for quite a bit, and in that time, I've gotten to know a lot of interesting folk who've had their own stories and such. I'll let you in on a little secret, Mr. James. They were pretty dull, boring almost. But you're the first to really get my attention. There's something about you that's almost familiar, in a way.
Do I remind you of someone when you were alive?
There's so much you don't know. It's almost adorable. Alistair said you were always asking questions and thirsty for knowledge, but... Oh, you're not even scratching the surface. There's so much I can tell you that'd blow your mind to bits.
You're teasing me, aren't you?
Thank you for the dance. You're almost as graceful as old Alistair.
You said something about me was familiar to you?
You ask a lot of questions. You know that?
There's a lot to know.
Tell you what. Let's take a walk somewhere we can talk privately. I've got one last surprise for you.
What kind of surprise?
Well, if I told you, it wouldn't be a surprise, would it?
Lead the way. How come Alistair was not able to attend?
Patience, Mr. James. We've got plenty of time together. You look tense. Is that fear I'm saying?
I understand now.
Oh? What are you thinking?
I'm beginning to see patterns.
Really now?
This is how you operate. The first time you meet someone, you are kind, hospitable, and put on a friendly face, a gentle and soothing voice. You lure with promises and a false sense of safety, that you are trustworthy. And only after do you begin to unveil your true self.
An interesting deduction. What makes you think so?
Let's say a stranger comes to Cannibal Town with a friend. They come seeking a new experience and to learn more. This new and unfamiliar face intrigues you, so you give them a free meal, supposedly out of the kindness of your own heart. But you and I both know why you would do that. To try and lure them back in. You want them to feel safe, and that they can trust you. And once they come back, you would show your true face. Or at least, the mask underneath the first one. You'd find a way to isolate them, be it more false promises or other pressuring means, and do who knows what to them. Their fate would be sealed, all thanks to a single piece of neck meat you offered them with a smile. Now, imagine another stranger comes to Cannibal Town. But this time, instead of accepting any small offering you give them, they instead ask your closest friends and community to fight in a war on their behalf. And you accept. A favor of such magnitude could only be for something grand you have planned. And I will guess you provide this soul with not only an army, but something else to really solidify your place in their mind. Perhaps needed advice, a personal connection, whatever it may be. I shudder to imagine what you would have planned for that poor soul.
He's begun to scratch the surface.
Ugh.
Tell me, James, why do you suppose I brought you here?
I do not know.
See, I'll give you this much. You're clever, and I admire that. Really, I do. You're a soul with a vision, and I can tell you've got big plans for the future. Well, so do I. I've been planning and preparing for a long time, and it'd be quite a shame if something or someone got in my way. As someone who likes sneaking around and learning about things he shouldn't know. If, say, you discovered a certain little something about me, something very special and secret, I wouldn't want you going around and telling everyone, would I? I pulled you away from this gala because This little meeting of ours will end in one of two ways. And depending on what comes next, there's a chance things could get messy. I'll keep it simple for you, dearest. I'll tell you whatever you want to know. Any question, I will answer. Honest. But in exchange, your soul will be mine forever. On the other hand, you're more than welcome to find out what'll happen if you say no.
Another choice.
Aren't I generous?
You know, I never even considered that you could also be the answer.
Pardon?
All this display, the ultimatums, intimidation, I've seen it before. And your particular style, there's really only one other deal maker that matches you. How long did you say you've known Alistair?
You're just delaying the inevitable, dear. If you'd like, I can always choose for you. I don't mind either option.
Before I choose, could you answer me just one more question?
If and you accept the deal, I'll answer as many as you want. You won't be able to talk your way out of this, dearest. Just rip it off like a band-aid and it'll be over. Easy as pie.
I am not attempting to escape or slip away. If there is really no way I can get out of this, surely there's... Surely there's no harm in satisfying one last bit of my curiosity. What's the worst that can happen? I learn something new and neither of us suffers. Yet.
You'd make a wonderful deal maker, you know. So persuasive, even in a situation such as this. What's your question, Mr. James?
Given your connection and supposed friendship with Alistair, are you the one who gave him his powers and abilities?
I am.
He gave you his soul in exchange for power, I presume.
I'd say he got what he wanted.
And what of that battle with Adam? He lost, didn't he?
Just because he's the most powerful sinner in hell doesn't make him untouchable.
What did you just say? The most powerful sinner? If that's the case, you wouldn't be able to grant power you would not already possess. So... you're not a sinner, are you? And if you own Alistair's soul, are you the reason he's been staying at the hotel?
Enough questions and games, Mr. James. I've waited long enough, and I'm feeling rather famished. What'll it be?
If I agree to the soul contract, how shall it be done?
I always preferred the good old-fashioned handshake. Your soul in exchange for any and all questions answered. How's that sound?
You know, I never believed in soul ownership. If you truly wish for control and loyalty, trust is all you need. I managed to build and maintain a network of eyes and ears for decades. No soul contracts needed. Ownership of one's soul is an admittance of weakness. And I have no intention of being a pawn or pet of yours.
If that's what you're choosing, I'm not sorry for what's about to happen. This is gonna hurt.
Shit.